Gurudev Namo.
Yeah, Stefan and I think, yeah, we know each other since the 90s. And in the beginning, I wasn't a trained photographer, but he was always an artist. So over the time, I actually studied photography, became a photographer, and we started working together. I made this one project called The Nightmare. I didn't really know how I can put this together. I didn't want to do a painting, I still want to do photography, but I still wanted to give it a feel of a painting. And then there came actually Stefan, who is actually a painter, who knew how to use a brush and colors, and so he basically taught me how to use Photoshop as like a painting tool.
I'm living in Berlin because it has so much to offer. There's not a lot of money here, but creatively, there's so much going on here. And so it's a place that you can really jump into to collaborate with people and just really explore your creative side, if that's what you want to do. Well, if I'm doing photography, say for example, and of course, most people, they want digital imaging. Then, of course, I have to plug everything into the computer. And then, like, clients, they want to see, well, what have I done? The magazine industry, publication industry, everybody went digital. And so instead of shooting Polaroids to get, like, these kind of test shots, people said, hey, we want to see stuff automatically. It's a very costly thing to continue to do analog. And so, yeah, with digital, you don't waste anything, basically. If I'm going to continue to work in this business as a photographer, then basically I have to make a decision. Do I want to get jobs? So basically I want to be a photographer, so I had no choice but to adapt. I started emailing like around, I don't know, like 1999 or so. For me, I'm using the social media mostly for, I say, promoting my art, and it's something I've gotten more into or try to get more into because, again, I mean, this is 2016. So if I'm going to continue to kind of be with this flow of things, I have to also say, okay, I have to use some of this technology. And again, not all this technology is bad. I will say that we're still at this point in our lives that we still don't know how to use technology to its most potent and potential possibilities yet. And I'm hoping that maybe one day we will get to that point that technology is something that we utilize and it becomes something that we hold with nature, like hand in hand, knowing that we still need nature and we still need a sort of analog atmosphere, but technology is something that helps us along to advance as a civilization. So, yeah. Personally, I'm more analog. It's just because it's easier for me. I feel more connected to what I'm doing if I can actually feel it in my hands. I'm doing sculptures and painting and photography and just many different things just to express myself. Because for me, there's a bit of this sort of like a lag between being able to really sense the dexterity of drawing on a computer versus an actual using charcoal or a pen or a paintbrush touching a canvas or a piece of paper. It's crazy, it may sound, being such a health freak, but I enjoyed actually working with the chemicals and the smells of the chemicals and just being in this red light. Yeah, there was something just magical about that, and I do miss that. the whole ideal of if there were going to be the spirituality and technology sort of emerging as one, I mean, I think it can't help but to happen. I still think the spirit of being creative is something that's going to always be within oneself, and that's something that's very analog in itself. So the tools may change, but I think that spirit will always be there. So yeah, I think it would live on. Learning to be one with yourself and in the world, instead of always constantly moving, everything having to be very instant. I think for me it's learning to take time to go into the park, sit under the tree, close my eyes and just drink in nature, feel myself being grounded with the tree, feeling what it means to be part of life. Good.